Hello, friends of Tweedthistle Primitives. It has been way too long since I've done a video, so I thought I would take you through the shop today as I've just brought a bunch of new primitive goodies in. So here's a really fun one. There's a cobbler's shoe last with a very heavy piece of I don't know, like a timber frame piece on the bottom of it. Looks like it's been on there for a long time. The shoe portion at the top does come off so that it could be, different sizes put on. So if you are in the shop and you go to pick it up, be careful because it is two pieces there. We still have some broom corn and a nice number 12 bee sting crock. This lovely cupboard top with the chamfered inside of the doors. That's one of those things that if it sells, I'm gonna maybe regret, because I can just absolutely see this in, we're about to embark on building our new house, and I would love to see this in our new kitchen for spices or maybe some cookbooks or something. So if it sells, fine, but yeah, that's one of those things that there's a piece of me actually that hopes it doesn't. So we'll see. A whole bunch of pewter pieces if you're looking for some to add to a set that you already have. There's just a whole lot of pieces here, from dinner plates to platters, servers, sugars, bowls for making the things like French onion soup or chili. Just a lot of really neat pieces there. A couple bowls even up on top. Big platters too. Really neat. Early, I think this one came out of New York if I remember correctly. Tavern table with a drawer and stretchers on the bottom. Great big jar, kitchen jar filled with nutmegs. Those are fun to string if you have the patience. I've done some, but too many other things on our plate right now, so that giant jar of nutmegs is here. A fun little fact, if you see, sometimes people will do them a string of nutmegs for a housewarming gift or for a new bride. There's something supposed to be lucky about the nutmegs. Then we have some really unique trivets and some other kitchen pieces. There's a Mammy's bench that has been in my family now for a really long time. Might be time for somebody new. And this is just an incredible early barn find, in early barn find condition, with the old red paint, these great runners on the bottom. It is just incredible. I can so see that filled with a couple of feather trees, maybe at Christmas time, or some other type of early antique pieces, but it's just a lovely, fun piece. And on a big dining room table, maybe filled with greens, gourds at Thanksgiving time. If you're kind of tired of maybe the great big bowls, this would be a really neat and unusual piece to use in that place. There's an old print, bigger than what you normally see. I understand it's called the Gleaners. It's French, in an old frame, and that's a neat one. A piece of chalkware and a old, I believe that's Hubley also, doorstop in its original condition. Old grain thrasher, some flax combs, big, nice large size grinding wheel, and some sap buckets, And another new piece that I brought in today is a Putnam die cabinet, just in really super condition, and does have a few of old die packets inside also. So this area right here, if you are a rug hooker, this early cabinet would just be perfect for a die stash. I think this cubby cabinet came out of an old hardware store. The pictures, the video just do not pick up the color. It's almost like an old aqua or a tealy kind of a green paint. Just a really neat color that goes with everything. And then the newer pieces, the woolens sign and the hooked rugs sign. And then just an absolutely beautiful primitive style hooked rug. That's an antique adaptation. That rug is 26 by 19. It is hooked with the best of the wools and linen. So it will last forever. You know, sometimes people say, well, what's the difference from one to another price-wise? And if you are looking for a hooked rug that you want to last generations, not just you, but generations down the line, you do want to make sure that your hooked rugs that you're buying or that you're even making yourself, that's a lot of time that you're putting into that. You really should get them done on linen. If you think about it, when we find the mummies in Egypt, their bodies were wrapped in linen. Linen will last forever. Burlap will not. Burlap is a disposable, compostable product. Linen isn't. Here's another piece I just brought in today too, an early child's chair. That's a really sweet one. I love the wear marks where you can see a little one must have been kicking his little foot or her foot right in this little spot right here. Love that. Love that. I like that too with Crocks. Sometimes when you see a Croc, you'll see the fingerprint marks in the glaze. When you look at it, you might think, oh, there's a flaw in the glaze, but actually it's not. Actually, it is where the potter held it in order to dip it in the glaze. So when you see that, that's just, to me, that just adds to the fact that somebody handled that. Somebody made it. Those are old canners. I love things from kitchens, the old things that people used on a daily basis and saved. And so when you see a piece that's repaired, you know that it was valuable to them. They may have gotten it for a wedding gift. It may have been made for them for a wedding gift. We're just so often now a disposable society, and it's really nice to see when the pieces are saved and, you know, restored or just even kept to be able to be used again later. There's a dress form, kind of fun to put some of the old antique clothes on. I've got some old sieves, graniteware sieves, lots of Crocks. Some, if you're looking for, if you have a pie safe and you're missing some tins, we do have 3 of the early tins here. And then a fragile handmade little cabin up on top made many years ago. And some of the neat Crock jugs. There's a lovely desk. Really early. Tiger maple. Just a beautiful piece of furniture. Someone really put a lot of time and effort. Big dovetails on the top. And the drawers, all chamfered. Lovely hardware. And on the inside too, just a beautiful patina. It's just not something you see every day. Some more pottery pieces, some Bennington, another hooked rug, folk art painting, and a few twig pieces. I just love these. They're so sweet. There's a twig table, little twig basket with some old pottery. I think those were sap tar. There's a word for those, and it is escaping me at the moment. But they would hold or capture the sap from trees in those little clay pots. I think they're French, if I'm not mistaken. Neat little toy child's wheelbarrow. Fun to fill with different things, especially at Easter time if you're looking for something for a display. Some stone fruit and a couple of unusual pieces here too. There's some stone ladybugs. They are marked on the bottom, alabaster from Italy. You don't see those very often. Beautiful turned bowl. There's a vintage Windsor chair, some early blocks if you're trying to spell a name or primitive or prims or something like that. And there's a bunch of blocks here too. Ice cream bucket. And then this is another old piece that I just brought in today. That is an early dough box on legs. That is dovetailed also. Just a neat piece. It has been refinished at some point in time, but just a beautiful piece of solid wood furniture with the lid. And then I do have some of my allspice berry garlands here too in the shop with the instructions on how to do those. And an neat old door painted. I've had that door, oh my gosh, maybe 25 years, maybe more. So if you are in the area of Seville Antiques, if you are in the Northeast Ohio area, if you are in Ohio, I cannot say enough about this amazing shop. We're located inside Seville Antiques. Just a great mall. I want to say 30 dealers, best of the best in primitives and really in all price points. You can find some things that you will never see anywhere else, and you will definitely learn something about history when you're here in this mall. So if you're in the area, I hope you'll stop. We are located at 14 Milton Street in Seville, Ohio. Thanks. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.